We are good.
Wow, thank you so much, everyone, for joining tonight. You're welcome once again to the Balanced Me Show. And on the Balanced Me Show, we have everything about love, life, and even everything in between. The Balanced Me Show has three arms. We have Visit to the Bloom Lounge that we have tonight. We have Evening of Gists, and we have Relationship Insights and Knowledge Sharing with the Queen. And tonight's show, which is Visit to the Bloom Lounge, is a monthly event where we share knowledge about life principles essential for blooming, that is, living to the fullest. So we get comments, we ask questions, we receive answers in the course of the event. So sit tight, everyone. Those who are joining us tonight, you're in for a time of transformation because we have an amazing coach in the house. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'm going to, you're going to have the honor of introducing our amazing coach tonight. I've heard so much about her. You were the middleman that got her on the show, and I'm just so excited. I know she's going to do justice to what we have, before us tonight. The power of vision. Wow. So over to you as introduce our amazing guest. I've not called her name. I just want you to do everything. So please go ahead and do that tonight. Thank you so much.
All right. Ayo, you can't be as excited as I am having Coach Vinuyon on this platform. Welcome, Coach Vinuyon. I'm so happy, and I appreciate the access you gave me to you, and you're one person I respect so much, and so I'm happy, and thank you for accepting to do this with us this evening. Vinuyon Ramos is a certified integrative NLP, so NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, life performance and executive coach. I think that is with Ladro Toye. and a psychotherapist with a bachelor's degree in psychology. Vinion is an entrepreneur and change catalyst with extensive experiences of leading and managing programs and projects of a large size and complexity, working across public and private sector organizations. Her service, Her Majesty's Home Office, UK National Police. She is notable for being a passionate advocate for women empowerment. She is the CEO of Vinion Ramos Coaching, where she works with individuals, executives, and groups to create and live the life of their dreams and living free of all limitations. She also coordinates, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Coach Vinoyon Ramos. That's my
Thank you.
coach. I am a coach, but a coach must have a coach.
Indeed.
Coach Vinoyon is my coach. Coach Vinoyon, Coach Vinoyon, you don't know what you have done in my life. I can be very quiet, right? For the first time in 2022, my goals for the year, she gave me a method. And my goal for 2022, I can say I am like 80% of it. It has never happened. Even when I tried to procrastinate, the method she gave me just takes me back there unconsciously, not even conscious now, unconsciously. Habit is the best time to handle this power. Can you
Okay. I think we're having a bit of challenge with her network.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that we just continue. So, Coach Vinion, we're looking at the power of vision. Maybe I should help Ebo complete her sentence. In short, the the tools you handed over to her has helped her a great deal to be able to get her goals scored to a good extent. She said 80%, that's huge. And the year is not yet over. So the 20% can still be, achieved before the end of the year. So thank you so much for being such an amazing blessing to Ebon, my own dear sister. Okay, so we are looking at the power of vision.
Okay.
And usually I love starting from the very beginning. So when we talk about vision, what does it mean? Vision, what does it mean? The power of vision. But before we look at the power, what does it mean? When we say vision, what comes to our mind? What should we look out for? What should stand out for us when we hear vision?
Thank you so much, Ayo. First, I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak on your platform. And Ebon, it's a pleasure to be a big sister first before even a coach. And I'm so glad to hear her testimony tonight that she's achieved 80% of her goals that she set this year just because of the tools I was able to share with her. So I'm really honored to be in this space. Thank you for inviting me. And as I know that it's not about any of us, it's just about the grace of God, I'm trusting the grace of God to help me put clarity and make things clear to people that are struggling with this subject called vision and the purpose and the power behind it so that they know that it's something, if we don't already have one, we need to go back and get one. So on your question, what is vision? There are two ways I look at it. I look at it as the ability to see with your eyes. Do you have vision? Can you see? Some of us have aided vision. When I have to read, I've got to wear my glasses because I can't see. I can't read very well, but I can see at a distance. You have one to eye, so exactly that's aided vision, so that you can see clearly. But then we talk about vision when it comes to purpose and fulfillment in life. It's being able to imagine the kind of future you desire, what you would love to see in the forthcoming days or years, and having that imagination like a picture, very clear. And that for me is very important as we journey in life, because there was a definition you put in the actual caption. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but that is exactly what we need to think about. But to make it very practical, is what do you see when you think about your tomorrow? What are you living for? What is that thing that is driving you? What's the picture of tomorrow that you have painted that you're going to live up to? Like a painter who wants to paint a picture. Before he paints the picture on the canvas, he already has the picture in his mind, what he wants to project. What do you want to project into this realm of existence? That is vision. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, thank you so much. So the future that I desire, what can I see? What can I see? And I would like to find out, what are the things that need to be in place for vision to be clear? Because a lot of people say, oh, I can't really see. I don't really know how the future, you know, will look like. I can't really put my thoughts together. What are those things that as an individual you need to put in place to ensure that you begin to see, and not just to see, but to see clearly the future?
Awesome. Thank you, Aya, for that question. So the way I would explain that, or use my life as an example, is that as a child, I grew up with a lot of hopes and expectations. I did psychology as my first degree, even in university, and I had a desire to be a coach. But then I didn't know there was something called a coach. I wanted to be a psychologist, but a counselor. So I went to do counseling psychology as my master's. So I already had a desire to work with people and help people find out who they are and live their optimal lives. That was always in me from when I was a child. I also had a dream of living a life whereby I just am making everybody happy, like entertaining the world. That was something I always dreamed about. So where it started for me was as a child. Everybody has a dream as a child. Everybody thinks that when they grow up, they're going to be this and that and that. As life happens, those dreams or those dreams become very, very obsolete. They become almost impossible to achieve because of the challenges and the redefining of life based on the experiences that we have. Those experiences then limit what you believe is possible. So that is the first thing. You have to believe in that dream. So if I ask you that what was your dream as a kid, then you're going to chuckle and say, oh, you're going to laugh and think, oh, I used to think I'll be a princess. My question is, what stopped you from being a princess? What really stopped you? Because if you kept that dream alive, you would have become a princess. I don't think the likes of Obama or the current American vice president or anybody who has attained heights, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, I don't think any of them would deny the place of vision. They must have had a vision, a dream from when they were young, and that dream carried them through. So the first thing is to believe. What happens then is life happens, and then you lose confidence in the dream. What is very key is that you believe in the dream. You have to understand that this is what I desire. Now, I always tell people that for a desire to come to your mind, it is possible. It already exists. The possibility exists. What am I trying to say? For everything you see in the world today, Ayo, somebody created it. Somebody brought it into this realm of existence. Somebody imagined it, had a vision about it, and created it. But how many things have you thought about that you did not follow through? Somebody else did that, and you say, oh my God, and I thought about it. Because you lost confidence, you lost the hold, you lost the belief to carry it through. Many, many times I've had people say to me, I had that idea and this happened. I'll tell you one of the ideas I have, and you would laugh at me when I tell you this. Whilst I was in university, I used to have to walk to a building to make international calls. My sister then was in the UK. I was in Nigeria, in Ife. So if I was in Lagos, maybe there was a chance of having a phone accessible to me. But this Ife, you had to walk to this building. And it was this hot sun, so hot afternoon. And as I walked to the place, very uncomfortable, the sun's cutting. And I'm thinking, oh God, it would just be so nice to have a device that you can have with you and make a phone call and even see the person. And I
Wow.
laughed, Ayo. I laughed at myself so much. When you think you're just a ridiculous human being, I laughed so much about myself. But today, we have a device that is doing exactly what I imagined. If I sat with that thing and I believed it, perchance, maybe I would have been the one to bring about this device. So we might laugh at the ideas that come to our minds, but those ideas are floating in the atmosphere. Somebody has to pick it up and create a vision about it and bring it into reality. Now, when it comes to you as a person, your values and your beliefs play a very important part. You need to have clear values. Because without those values, Ayo, if you share a vision with me that I think, and I love Ayo's visions, I'm going to have the same vision. If it doesn't align with my values and my beliefs, it's going to be short-lived. Who am
Indeed.
I? So you have to know who you are. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What makes you happy? What makes you stay up all night? What are the things that will make you, someone will wake you up in the morning and you would do it without thinking. You would do it for no money because it's just you. What do you see when you think about life generally and you wish and you sigh and say, only if I could? That is actually your vision. You just have to sit
Indeed.
with it and believe. So belief and value is very, very key. Another thing is also the atmosphere. The environment that you have around you is very key because sometimes visions die because you share it with the wrong person and they kill it. I have a vision of this, and they laugh at you, and you're so humiliated. You don't want to talk about it again, and you just pack it. I spoke to one of my coaches 2 days ago, and I said, "You have a gift of of cooking, of catering. Why don't you open your own restaurant?" And she goes, "My husband laughed at me or ridiculed me the last time I raised the idea." And you're thinking, "Wow." So you need to have the right environment for you to be able to build that vision and hold on to that vision. That is very, very key. And then you have to look at your own ability, your own behavior. Because a lot of times life has made us somebody that is not maybe consistent or easily influenced, or you have very low self-esteem. All those things, your behavior, what you need to understand what can work against that vision, so that when you start to work on that vision, you already know. It's like in project management, what are the risks to that desire coming to pass? Once you understand the risk, what can go wrong, then you can mitigate it by putting controls in place so that when those things happen, you can overcome them. For instance, I have a vision to become a coach. And as I pushed towards that vision, one of the things was that I had to pivot from a full-time job to training. A contractor in the UK earning a lot of money, having no income because they're training, is a ridiculous move. It makes no sense. It just makes no sense. But guess what? I had a family, my husband, my children, who suffered the pain because two income become one income is not a joke. But they supported me, they believed in me, and they encouraged me. Can you imagine what would have happened with this vision if they didn't support me? So the environment is key. And then the behavior was, I proved to them I was serious. So I had to sit at it, continue to do what I promised to do, consistently and structured. But more than ever, I had an accountability partner. And that's what Ebu spoke about. That even though I gave her a tool, there was a level of accountability. To have that vision, you need to have that behavior in place. And what can go wrong, you address it. And like I said, value and belief is very key. And then how you see yourself. And then have that vision within sight. I always encourage a vision board. Let me tell you what happened last year. So 2021, my community built a vision board. And we had the end of year Zoom. And I was saying, how do you feel about your vision board? And they were all so despondent and discouraged. They don't even understand. Maybe it didn't work. I said, can you just check the vision board? How many things do you achieve? They didn't even go back to check. They had done so well, they didn't know they had done so well. Ayo, they didn't realize how much they had achieved on the vision board. Maybe not all, but a lot of the things had been done because they saw it every day. So it needs to be within your eyesight, your consciousness. You need to see it regularly for that vision to be effective in your life. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, 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 you did. Let me just run through what I have here.
Okay.
We have to believe, excuse me, you have to be confident, you have to ensure that you have your values in place, the atmosphere, the environment you've created for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and also believe in your ability, be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see yourself? Very important. You know, there's this question that I ask often, um, and the question is, who am I?
Mm.
And I think when we are able to answer that question, we've been able to answer a larger percent, a large percent of our existence here on earth. Because if I am able to define who I am outside of my profession, outside of my career, outside of my roles, I'm able to define myself in my essence. If I'm taken from where I am now and I'm taken into the desert or onto an island, can I still live life again and just pick myself from there, to where I am now, or even much more than where then I've been able to do a great one for myself. So yes, how do I see myself? Who am I? These are questions that we need to answer. You talked about vision, and you said that it is key um, for us to be able to see that future that we desire.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is our desire? What is our desire? That's another question we need to ask ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
What do we really desire? Let's leave aside the money to achieve it, the people to achieve it. They will come, because when we can see, the provisions will show up. So we need to be able to see. That was what you said when we
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to be able to see. When we're able to see, every other thing will come into play. I could remember while growing up, I happened to be a nephrotic syndrome survivor. And I made up my mind I was going to have a nephrotic syndrome foundation. But by the time you know, growing up, seeing things, seeing the way foundations work, I'm like, wow. So you need to have a lot of money to be able to run a proper foundation. So at some point, I wanted to keep it in the background. I wanted to keep that thought in the background. But I just said, you know what? Let me just start from where I am and start doing something. So last year, there was a particular young boy who I I just had a nudge that we just needed to support someone with in that space. And
Mm-hmm.
I got to find out that a young boy had that disease. So I was able to get a few of my friends, we just put some money together and we supported his medical bills. We lost him at the beginning of the year. But for me, my joy is we didn't lose him because there was no money to pay. That wasn't the reason why we lost him, because as at the time he passed on, there was still money in the kitty to take care of him. I'm just talking about vision here. And
Mm-hmm.
the remaining money we had and the kitty were able to support other children whose cases weren't as difficult as that, and they are doing well. And the amazing, I didn't even know what I was doing. I just knew I was supporting, nephrotic syndrome patients. And amazingly, I was called on, some few days ago that that there's a summit coming up and they needed nephrotic syndrome advocates. And my name popped up in my head. I was like, okay, so I'm a nephrotic syndrome advocate. I didn't even know. And I went back into my dream sheet and I pulled it out this morning and I saw some things I've written about nephrotic syndrome foundation. And I told my husband, I said, that dream is not dying.
That's right.
I'm already seeing the way forward. I'm already seeing it materialize. So just buttressing, the power of vision. What can we see? What can we see? And we need to ensure that we don't allow the resources that we have or don't have stop us, from getting into the fullness of all that the God of all flesh wants us to do while we are here on earth. So thank you for those points that you gave to us tonight. So 2022 is almost over, some few days to the end of the year, and I know quite a number of people are saying, "Oh, what's going to happen in 2023?"
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to tell them? How do they need to prepare, to ensure that they begin to see? Even as the year runs to a close, because for me, it's not over until it's over. There's still a lot I can achieve in 2022. A lot.
Yes.
What? I still have like I still have like 38 days.
That's right.
For me, that is huge. I can do so much. So yes, 2022 is almost over. 2023 is coming. What can they do to begin to help themselves to see? Because it is important to see for
All
life to
right,
have
Ayo.
meaning.
I will do my best to answer that question as clearly as possible. So everything we achieve in life is really up to us. That's the first thing. There's no excuse. There's no condition that stops you from achieving your dreams. Only you can. So the first thing is, like you rightly said about resources. A lot of us look on the outside logically to say, well, what can I do without money? What can I do without network? What can I do without the kind of people that you have around me? What can I do with my condition? All of those things are external. Everything you need is already inside of you. So let's just get that clear. Because once you rise up to that dream, the universe has a way of bringing it to you. Once you believe in that dream, everything begins to fall on your lap. But the question is that, do you really believe? Do you really believe? Because if you don't believe, then it limits. So when you start thinking about your pocket, that's a limiting belief. When you start thinking of who you're not, it's a hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, a call came through. So what you need to remember is that everything you need to achieve, especially if you're a Christian, if you remember in the Bible, the only prerequisite, the only criteria to achieving any miracle was belief. And for a long time, Ayo, I used to believe that I believed. I thought I was a believer. I mean, I gave my life at the age of 10. I grew up believing. It's not true. Guess what happens? No matter how much you think you believe, a lot of the times you don't believe because the element of the limitation stops that belief and makes you double-minded. You believe when you and your values and your feelings are in line. So you're telling me you have a lot to do by the end of the year. You sound like somebody who knows that before 31st of December, I would have done A, B, C, D. As you're saying it, you're excited. You feel the desire. You feel the job done. Then how, you don't know, but somehow you know it's going to get done because you are convinced it's going to happen. My question then is, with the visions that you've had and you've given up on, did you really feel it? Did you really feel the excitement? Do you have the emotion to back up that vision? Or was it a good idea that you could not settle? That's where who I am comes in, Ayo. But when you know who you are, you become one with that vision. But a lot of us don't know who we are. We want to be everybody else but us. So I'd rather be, I love Ayo's vision. I love Debola's vision. I love Chinwe's vision. I love like this idea. You don't own yours. But this is why I said value is very key. But once you come to yourself and you know that this has been a dream I've carried forever, you told about your own dream that you're picking up again because it hasn't left you. It's just there. And this time you think about it, something lives in your womb like a baby. You feel like me and this dream are one. That is what you need to build. So as the year comes to an end, I want you to go back to the archives. Go back to the dreams you had as a child. Don't think they're dead. They're not dead. And the few things you're going to do before the end of the year is a starting point to achieving that dream. But the first thing is, who are you? What is your identity with this dream? What is disqualifying you? I can imagine Obama saying his color would have disqualified him. And people would have said it's so true. You don't stand a chance. But he had to believe in himself first to pursue the dream, for few people to support him, see that he was progressing and the more people will come after him and become his cheerleader. He had to believe in that dream first. So you have to believe. You really have to deal with limiting beliefs. And that's a session for another day because limiting beliefs kill us from achieving so much in life. And we see it as a subtle thing, but it's very real. I don't know if you shared on this platform about how we live. Our results are based on 95% of what we do subconsciously, but we're in our conscious mind 5%. We now need to translate our vision from that place to the place of subconscious, where it is in our default. Because what happens is that you pray in the morning, you see the vision in the morning, then by the time something knocks you off by the afternoon, what you're seeing is the contrary. So you have prayed this morning, you've seen a vision of you getting healed. You've been told you're going to get healed of a disease. And you're excited that you're going to get healed. Then you feel the symptoms. The vision you see is you dying, is you limping, is you deteriorating. You've lost the vision. You've lost the vision until you come back again. So my question is, how do you keep that picture alive? Because only 2% of people, they say, or 8, achieve. Only 8% achieve their dream because of the need to follow through. But the things that stop us are the things I'm addressing. So as the year comes to an end, be honest with yourselves. What has stopped you? Why? What do you think about your dream? How ridiculous is it? It starts with a desire. No desire is unattainable. The fact that it dropped in your heart means that it's achievable. That's the first thing. Somebody somewhere will do if you don't do it. So you better be the one to do it. Then if you don't think you have the personality and the abilities, because life has dealt bad things and nasty curves at you, you can recover. You can reprogram your mind so that you are in line with that dream. That's why you need a coach. A coach, everyone that goes to Olympics tells the coach that I will help you achieve this dream. And they go into the gym, they go into training so that the coach helps the person keep the dream alive. Many times they're saying, I don't want to go on, I can't do it anymore. The coach says you can, you will, and they do. So you need a coach to help you keep that dream alive and even launch the dream with you, because once you say you can do it, you can do it. The other thing also is, like I said, the environment. As the year is coming to an end, articulate the dream. Go and get a picture of what it looks like. If you go on social media, in magazines, not just any picture. I don't know if you've had it happened to you before. You have been thinking about something and you see in the magazine a picture that depicts exactly what you are looking for. This is it. This is what it looks like. One of my mentors, Gloria Copeland, the house she lives in today, she furnished that house from magazines. She was dreaming over the house. She had a vision of that house for years. Every time she sees a picture of something she likes, that's going into my kitchen. She gets the picture and sticks it on her board. Guess what? Everything on her board is in her kitchen today. She built the vision by seeing what she had seen.
Right.
So you have to, once you see it, you will see it, and as you see it, you will create something physical to drive you, and subconsciously you're being driven. So as the year is coming to an end, I want to encourage anybody listening, don't give up on your vision. Please don't. It exists in a realm. It will be sad for you to go to the next realm and you see the things that you could have achieved. Why not make an effort and achieve it in this realm of existence? So write the vision, make it plain. That is what I call a vision board. Make it plain, make it easy. Make people laugh at you and say, you have 1 million on your vision board. Say, I have 1 million. The day you achieve, they say, and I saw it on your vision board. It was your vision board. You saw it and you're seeing it. And the other thing is, it's not enough to have it on your vision board. Like I said, you need to be seeing it in your subconscious and in your conscious on a regular basis, visualizing with the emotions that go with it. So when something contrary happens, you tap into what you already had in you and you see it again and you add the emotions. The emotions to me are the magnet that brings it to being. Your thought and your visualization is like an electric current that sends a message to the universe. But if the universe is delivering to you and they get to you and you don't have the emotions to receive it, there's a detachment, there's a misalignment. So as you think towards the end of the year, pick up your dreams. It's never too late. It's never too late. Start again from where you stopped. I I, I actually want to say I breathe life onto those visions again, like Elijah, like Ezekiel to the valley of dry bones. Those bones will come alive again if only you believe. And find a coach that would help you knock off all limiting beliefs, because these things are processes and systems. Don't feel bad. Everybody goes, everybody goes through this cycle. But they don't tell
Indeed.
you how they don't tell you how they overcame it. Everybody, why can't I be like Ayo? Ayo is driven, Ayo is committed, Ayo is focused. Ayo did not get driven. She had somebody that was pumping her. She had an accountability partner. Ayo had a vision board. Ayo had written it somewhere. Ayo lost hope many times, but somebody was there to push her. Ayo used the tools of visualization, of meditation, of affirmations. There's a system, guys. And that system is proven. You have to trust the process. And as you
Yeah.
do, even when it doesn't look like it's happening, like in Habakkuk, though the fig tree does not blossom, guess what? It is happening. Just give it time. Wait for it. That vision, it will speak for itself. It will come to pass. But you have the work to do, and it's all in your hands. And you have everything you need to bring that vision to pass. It's yours. So please own it and drive it to fruition. Thank you, Ayo.
Wow. Coach Vinia, I'm just smiling as you're going on and on and on. You know, you said something. When it enters our heart, it shows it is doable. And
Mhm.
I always tell as many people that care to listen to me, when it enters your heart, it enters your heart. And you know, this brings me to an app that I developed. It's called the Balanced Me Toolbox.
Wow.
It was just one morning like that, and it just dropped in my heart. come up with this box. Let there be journals, your to-do list journal, your to create list journal and all. And I did that. And after it was launched in December 2019, in January, someone now asked for it from the US, that she needed the box. And I was like, Lord, how do I get this out? How do I get this to her? And I was just pacing in our living room that day. I said, there must be more. There must be more. There must be more. I kept saying that there must be more. And it dropped in my heart, make it into an app. And that was how we put it into an app. We are going to the next level now to make it web enabled. It's on App Store, it's on Play Store, so people can actually work with it. So the next level is to get it web enabled so that even if you don't have your phone with you, you're just on your computer, you can actually log into it. So I absolutely agree with you. If you can see it, you can have it. If you can see it, so you just have to see. Yeah. You just have to see. We've just got to have seeing eyes. Our eyes have to pop open to be able to begin to live in that realm that God intended for us. He said we are created in his image, after his likeness. It says, and God saw that it was good. He saw everything he created. He saw
that it was good.
He saw. So what are we seeing as individuals? What are we seeing? When you get into my office is very big. You understand now? When you say very big. But on my wall, I have my 15-story glass office that has a helipad on top.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
And I see it every day. I'm looking at it as I'm here. All the floors have what is going to happen in them.
Oh my days. I love it. I love it.
All the floors have what's going to happen. So I tell people I'm not going now because there's so much to do.
Too much to do.
Hey, there's
this
so
thing
much
you said.
to do.
This thing you said last year when I had a threat, as in I had a medical situation. And one of my coaches said to me, you haven't fulfilled purpose, you're not going anywhere. And that thing shifted my mind that there's still so much to do. So I better begin to see myself doing those things so that I can stay on this side of eternity. I had to think of the things I was yet to do. And what did God do to reprogram Abraham's mind, to align him for manifestation of an impossible dream? He programmed him by what he saw in the skies and what he saw each time. So every time he was looking, he was seeing the vision. Every time he sees the stars, that's it. He was conditioned. You have to program your mind and you attract it. You'll be amazed, Ayo, when you share the testimony on this platform of everything you've just said was on your board before. And it's going to happen. It's a reprogramming and it's a just creation. My brand is Create Your World. And I don't know whether I can see it up here.
I can see it. Yes, I can see it.
It's all about creating that world you have envisioned. What you have seen, then create it. So I empower people to create the world they have seen in their subconscious, what they have seen in their imagination, what they have desired. You have the power to bring it into it. Just as God created the world, he has created, he said we are equally speaking beings, which is that as he spoke and it was, we can speak and it will be. But it can only be when what you have seen is what you're speaking. But if it's only what you saw that you speak, without conviction and emotional attachment, it doesn't happen. That is where the misbelief comes in. When you believe and you speak, you are creative because the power behind your conviction about that thing will bring it to pass. Nothing can stop it from manifesting. So I'm excited about your dream. I love your dream, Mariam. Gosh, I love it.
Thank you. And you said something. When a thought is dropped, it doesn't just come to you alone.
No.
If a million other people receive it, so it is the fastest finger. Who gets there first? Who does it first? Stop dilly-dallying. Stop analyzing till you become paralyzed.
Paralysis.
Just move. Just move. When it drops in your heart, inspired ideas, just do it.
Just do it.
Move.
Just do it.
Move. as far as your eyes can see. That was
There's no
Abraham.
limit. No
There's no limit.
limits. No
There's no limit.
boundaries. No
There's a
boundaries.
particular thing I will share with you again. There was a day myself and our 11-year-old daughter, after work, I just told her, I said, oh, let's do a bit of stargazing. So we went out, and as we stepped out, she said, oh, Mom, there are no stars today. I said, no, look, just look intently, look.
Wow.
And she said, oh, Mom, I can see one here. I can
They're
see one
always
there.
there.
I can see one there. And by the time we were done, and she was coming in, she said, Dad, I saw 1 billion stars. I said, but
They
you
were
said it was
always there.
15. Always there is as far as we can see. So what can we see? Thank you, Convenient, for shedding more light on that tonight. What can we see? What can we see? I don't know if there's anything you'd like to say before I ask my next question.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. What can you see? The way it came to me years ago was that, like you said, the ideas are floating around and not everybody's going to pick it. So if I look at my own example, I knocked it out because it was ridiculous. But now, that even if it's ridiculous, everything that exists today started off ridiculous. An aeroplane, where there was nothing flying, and we know about the force of gravity. It's a ridiculous thing to think, and
Indeed.
something will fly. And not only will fly, will carry people, not one person, hundreds. How? It's not possible. It was ridiculous. So I want to encourage you, no matter how ridiculous it sounds, please. And my husband was saying to me a few months ago that he's thinking of, with these electric cars, how you drive on the motorway, that will create some electric gadgets that the cars will be charging as they drive past. And I said, that's a good idea. He started to work on it. Ayo, it already existed. And me, I was there thinking, how is this thing going to work? So can you imagine if I ever killed the idea? I'm happy I said, let's go for it. He will say, you see. But thank God I said, let's go. But it already exists. So my point is, guys, what do you see? And don't pack it. What have you seen? And start this time. Don't wait until January 1st. Don't say, oh, there's only 38 days to the end of the month. Guess what? Miracles happen overnight. That idea, you start up tomorrow morning and you begin to write it out. You'll be amazed what comes to your door. Opportunities that will come to your door. I'll give another testimony. A friend of mine, we had this plan that we should write out a check for what we desired for as income. And she wrote her check. And this is actually very powerful. I wrote my own check, she wrote her own check. So in about 4 months, her dream became a reality. She's now earning that amount of money. So when she was sharing with me yesterday about, thank you for giving me that idea. I just thank God for you. I'm like, that what I used to do? Listen to this. She said every day, it was in a book that she used to see every day. When she opens that book, she will see it. And when she looks at the check, she will smile and imagine when the money comes, what she spent the money on. And she was telling me this, I said, even me that taught you didn't teach you that bit. I better go and do that now. So I haven't seen mine. She's already working in her because she did something. She saw it. And she saw it every day. And she felt like she was already in it every day. Speedily, it has manifested in her life. So,
indeed. Wow. Thank you so much, Coach Vinion. And now, with Vinion, there's a book I would like to recommend for those on the call. Feeling is the secret.
That's it.
You need to read that book.
There's audio also on YouTube. Oh my God.
Feeling is the secret. It's an amazing book. It was one book I read and transformed my life.
Fully, totally.
So I've learned to relish,
in the moment.
Yes.
Of
when
the
I'm
reality
thinking
of that
about something, I am smiling. I am just excited. It hasn't happened, but I'm just so excited because I know it's gonna happen. It doesn't have a choice.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't have a choice. It's going to happen because I'm doing all I'm supposed to do to ensure it happens. So I'm not just sitting down. I'm acting. I'm working as I trust God. So I'm always so excited at the thought of those things that I'm seeing in my mind's eye. And the question to all of us is, are we excited? Do we wake up excited? Vinion, I wake up excited every day.
That's the
When I
only
wake
way.
up, I tell myself, I said, the queen is awake, ready to be a blessing to the world again today. That is, my husband is
I
used to it.
love it.
I wake up with that energy. And I start by saying, I'm grateful for my eyes, grateful for my hands, grateful for my legs. That's the way I start my day. So I
Wow.
start
Wow.
with so much energy,
Oh, wow. Wow. I love it.
ready
I
to
love it.
conquer my world. Ready
I
to
love
conquer.
it.
So what can we see? Very
What can we see?
important.
You know, it reminds me of this situation whereby I remember on my journey one day I was processing this particular event where you go to a church on a Sunday and they prophesy that those who are barren, you're going to have children, and they're going to just say to you that this time next year you have your own children, and everybody says amen. Some leave the place, amen, and hoping that, Lord, oh, remember this man of God's prayer. Lord, honor the man's words. Oh, I've prayed, oh, I've done everything. Please, Lord, every day they're saying, Lord, let it be so. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's another set that say, hey, hey, the fact that they have said this time next year, I better go and prepare. Now, many times they say to you, so go and prepare and build a nursery, and people they do the actions. But the people who do it with excitement, as they're buying the things, they're seeing the baby, they're looking at other babies and they're excited because they're going to have theirs very soon. If you hear them, if you see those people that love babies genuinely and you know all of that energy and emotion, I'm not challenging those who don't feel it yet, but you don't have a choice. You need to switch.
But to
You need to
feel it is
you have to find
very
faith to
important.
believe that it is done. Because if Abraham did not believe in the God that gave him that child, Abraham would never have attempted to kill Isaac.
Indeed.
The vision he had seen was more real than what he was seeing physically.
Indeed.
So physical things didn't matter to him. Die alive, the way you came, 1,000, 1,000,000 are going to come. So it's not about you, it's about God who said. So he had seen beyond the Isaac. When you see beyond what the doctor is saying, what your bank account is saying, what everybody is saying, you will wake up like Ayo wakes up. You would wake up with excitement because it's not about what you see or what you feel. It's about what you know and you've seen that nobody else can see. But only you can see. It's your
Absolutely.
eyes. So you have to drive it. Only you could see what you see. Until you bring it to this realm, we can't see it. Thomas Edison was working on the light bulb and it failed how many times? Thousands of times. But what he had seen was more real. He didn't give up because he had seen it. Nobody else had seen it. Until he saw it, he didn't stop in this realm. So don't stop until you see it in reality. But it's all in your hands. Not anybody else can make it happen but you.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you. Thank you so much. When you were talking, something dropped in my heart. Yes. I remember when my body was still being ravaged by that disease, nephrotic syndrome. I was in my late teenage years then. And there were times, friends, family members would come, just to pray with me. Sometimes some people will cry because of what they are seeing, because life was ebbing. But at that time, I made up my mind I was going to fill my heart with joy. So those were the days of Walkman. You remember
Oh
Walkman?
wow, wow, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
that was me.
So I'll have my music, especially Don Muen. That was my go-to musician then. I'll put his cassette in my Walkman and I'll put it on my just across my ears because I didn't want to hear anything negative. I saw myself, you know, healed. I kept telling myself, I know I'm healed. I know I'm
Beautiful.
healed. It's just for the doctors to confirm. I know I'm healed. It's just for the doctors to confirm. And for those of us who are people of faith, the scriptures that says that by his stripes we have been made whole. Not we
Have
will be made whole. We have
it's
been
done.
made whole. And that was what I kept, telling myself. That was what I kept telling myself. That was what I kept telling myself until I took delivery of the things I was saying. I'm an amazement to the medical world. That's the truth. I'm an amazement. Because they told me that even if I manage, that maybe I'll get to 18. So when I got to 18, I threw a party.
Oh wow,
I
wow.
threw a party. I was on admission I was brought home to have the party, and I was taken back to the hospital. Because for me
Wow.
to get to that age,
It was a miracle.
it was a breakthrough.
It was, yeah.
It was a
Wow.
breakthrough. But I kept holding on to that word. By his stripes, I have been made whole. I could see myself, walking out of the hospital whole.
Wow.
And here I
Beautiful.
am. I was trying to do the maths, this morning. That was 18. I'm going to be 47. So that was
Wow.
like 29 years ago. And I'm still
Wow.
here, still counting.
And you'll still be here counting
Oh
till that
yes,
vision you shared comes to
there's
pass.
so much to do. So it's amazing. So what can we see about our health? What can we see about our career? What can we
Yes.
see about our homes? What can we
Beautiful.
see about our children? What can we
Yes.
see about our parents? What can we see about our siblings? What can we see? It's important the vision is clear. And no matter what is happening around us, keep it, make it plain, so that they that see will run. That's what the scripture
Wrong.
says.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And
So it's important that we see
yeah.
clearly. Please speak on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and this vision thing, right? People that might not understand that it's a vision that you create from your desire. In other words, how do you want it to be? Can you hear me, Ayo?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. How do you want it to be? What do you see in the area of your children, like all those areas you've mentioned,
The finances.
to answer, to create our world? What kind of life do you want to live? What quality of life do you want?
Yeah.
This example you gave about when you were ill, I had the same experience a long time ago, about almost 25, 27 years ago as well, whereby I was very ill. And they didn't tell me what was going on because they didn't want to, depress me with the news. And I really didn't want to care. I didn't care to hear. I was just full of energy and excitement. So I was on the hospital bed, feeling very ill, but still full of energy and hope. And I kept seeing when I come out of hospital, what I'm going to do. So every night they came to see me. Loads of people come from my church then to come and see me, feeling sorry because apparently people have dreamt that I died. So people are worried about, oh my God, they've even seen that she's going to die. I didn't see it, Ayo. What did I see? I didn't see death. I didn't see death for 1 second. All I saw was when I come out of this hospital, the things I'm going to do. And I kept sharing it. And I kept saying that I'm in hospital for a purpose. So I was ministering to people. I was evangelizing. And I would say, sit down in one place. You're not well enough. I could not. Up to the point where they were going to do a biopsy. I didn't know what they were going to do. I said they're going to take me to the theater. So they gave me the anesthetic. And I was dropping off. I thought, oh my God, I'm going. I said, please, can you tell my pastor to tell me his questions so that when I get to heaven, I will bring back the answers. That was what I said. As in, I'm going, but I'll be back. So what I saw was more real than what was playing out. So you're so right. What do you see is so key. You create your world by what you see. God spoke what he had seen. What are you seeing? Don't call it what it is. Call it what you see. Abraham did not call himself barren or without a child. He had to see himself as a father of
Father of
many nations.
nations.
That's what he had to do, and it came to reality. So this is the
Wow.
purpose of visioning. Over to you, darling.
Wow. Thank you so much, Coach. What can we see? What can we see? And we shouldn't stop until we'll see the manifestation. You've talked about vision board. I have mine on my phone. I have mine on my desktop. I have
Beautiful.
mine when I open my wardrobe. It's there
Oh
on my
wow,
dressing mirror. Yes, so on my dressing mirror, it is there because they don't have a choice.
it has to happen.
It has to, because there are so many lives that are tied to the manifestation of the vision.
Precisely.
So many lives. So it's
Precisely.
not about me. It's
Mm-mm.
about the souls. It's about the men, the women, the
Beyond
children
it. Mm. That's
that
it.
are going to be transformed as a result of the fulfillment of
Mm.
the vision.
Beautiful.
So, what are we doing for those of us on the call and those that will still watch after now? What are those things we've written down? What are those things that have been dropped in our heart and we've chosen not to run with? We're thinking, oh, my bank account is not speaking this. Oh, the people in my circle. No. When you start running, the resources come.
The universe
When
responds
you
to your
start
action.
running, yes, the resources come. And everything begins to come together. You know, looking
Yep.
back now, I'm grateful I had that disease at that time. I'm grateful. I'm excited because I know
Purpose.
God knows that there are so many other people that are going
There's
to be
purpose.
blessed. Exactly. Exactly. And actually, I've written a book that will be launched on my 47th birthday. It's actually my memoir, Living, Loving, and Laughing. Those were the three things I
Wow.
wasn't doing before.
Oh,
Living, I
wow.
wasn't living, I wasn't loving, I wasn't laughing
Wow.
because of the things that had happened in my life. But
Wow.
when I got that understanding, I became a totally different person. My laughter is the loudest in my house now. You know, our baby this morning, she came into our bedroom. I just finished showering and I was just making faces and all. And she was laughing. And I said, Tammy, do you know that mommy was never like this? She said, Mom, I can't picture you. I
Oh,
said, you
wow.
can't, because you came at a point wherein I was beginning to find myself. But ask
Mm.
the older ones. They will tell you that mommy was a very sad mommy.
Wow.
A very sad mommy.
So if I
You
was
know,
going to
so
ask you, as a change catalyst I am, what changed your stance and your belief on your posture? What changed it?
I actually took a course. I took a
Mm.
course, family systems engineering. And I
Wow.
took that course to help people. It was a 7 days intensive course, and I cried throughout
Oh,
because I
wow.
saw my life outside.
Mm.
And I was like, what have I been doing to myself all these years?
Wow.
So by the time I was done, I said, I can't start coaching, I can't start counseling. I need
Mm.
help myself.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
had to, get a coach, Chris Forward, and he
Wow.
had to work with me. So I had several therapy sessions with him, dealt with the child on my inside
That's
that
right.
needed, yes, that needed to be helped. And it
Mm.
was after then I just started
You came
running.
out. You
I
you
came
trying to
out.
create your world.
Yes,
You are
yes.
born again,
So
again.
again, so that was what happened to me. It was just that course that opened my eyes, and I was like, what? So there is more to live in. I didn't know. And
So
now when
somebody
I
out there
look back,
needs to know that change can only come by something external pushing you and helping you and being able to energize, be the catalyst to make your dreams come to pass. Wake you up because you're just
yeah,
in a particular state, but someone has to wake you up from the
in,
outside. And once you're woken up,
yes,
they do the work on your inside. So it's time
inside.
to wake up. Mm.
And it's amazing, the transformation. My husband looks at me and I was like, wow, I love the new you. I love the
Oh, well, I love the you I met. I love the you I met. I'm so happy I met this version of you.
indeed. Yeah. So I think on that note, we can call it an evening. TA, I don't know if you can help us share the link. We have some programs. I don't know. Let me give you that opportunity first. Please share what you do because we don't know who would like to take advantage of your programs.
All
Yes,
right.
so
So for
please.
this year, yeah, for this year, I just had my last program last Saturday. It was about coming out of the bottle. That's my metaphor I use on the journey to becoming. So it's a
Okay.
bottle, but that was last Saturday. Next year, every Saturday, every first or second Saturday of the month, I'll be having a program. So look out for that. But if you want to know what I'm doing, just follow me on my Instagram handle, and that is Coach Vinion Ramos. That's the easiest way, and on Facebook as well. And you will see what.
Oh,
But right now, there's nothing planned till the end of the year. But I'm happy to take anybody on board as a coach to assist them plan for 2023. So I would love to help, what like I did with Ebo, create this, give you the tools I gave her, work with you to plan your year ahead and hold your hand throughout 2023 to achieve your dreams and your goals. That much I'm happy to do with anybody listening.
okay. Thank you so much. I'm trying to get that on so that Am I correct? Is this it?
Coach Vinion Ramos. If I can't even see very well, I'm sure that's it. It must be on
Yes.
Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, good. Please, for as many people that are here and that will watch, please follow Coach Vinion Ramos. She has fantastic programs for you to take advantage of. And at the moment, like I said, the pre-order for the book is still on. We'll drop the link. And we have a program called the 21-day journey to clarity and bliss. And all the tools in the 21 days are tools that I deployed on myself, because I happen to be someone who is multi-talented. So you can imagine someone who can do so many things, do them very well, and you are now so confused. There was a particular day I said, Lord, take these gifts away from me. I'm tired. I can do so much, but I'm not seeing traction. I can do so much, until I went through, the tools that are now all encapsulated in the 21-day journey.
Beautiful.
I found myself and I was able to say, okay, this can wait. This can be given to someone else to run with. This, I have to give birth to it. Since I have taken delivery of the idea, we don't have to kill it. Let's hand it over to someone else to take delivery of, while I focus, because that was one challenge I was having. Focus, because I do so many things. So now I'm focused and I'm enjoying my life, living it to the fullest,
Love it.
So yes, we have the 21-day journey to clarity and bliss program that is self-paced. You just you sign up and you go through the 21 days by yourself. And we also have they can pre-order the book as well. Yeah, I think basically those are the two things we have at the moment. And we have, yes, the visit to the Bloom Lounge, Discover You. That's also a self-paced program that helps you to be able to be in tune with yourself and find out, oh, so this is why I behave the way I behave. Just see yourself, okay, these are the things that I love, these are the things I don't love. It's self-paced as well. Excuse me. So those are the programs that we have, and we believe that they will be of such tremendous blessing to as many people that, take advantage of them at the end of the day. We have the 21-day journey. That's the link. So you can take notes of that. Then we have the visit to the Bloom Lounge, Discover You. That one as well, you can take advantage of. The link will be displayed now as well. So please, let's follow Coach Vinion Ramos. And I'd like to say thank you, ma'am, for choosing to be a blessing to us. I've learned so much. I've gleaned so much, from you. And I know that when next we call on you again, you will oblige us. And let
Always.
me just let me share your handle again so that people can notice. Please, let's follow her. Let's follow her and take advantage of all that she has to bless humanity with. God bless you, ma'am, and
Thank
do
you so
have
much.
an amazing evening. Thank you so much, our guests, for tuning in, and keep the vision alive. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. Thank you, and God
Thank
bless.
you, and go create your world. It's in your hand. Thank you so much, Ayo. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.